Good afternoon. I'm about to explain that situation again from March. So I had a housing court date. It was my first appearance. It was back in March. It was between the 14th and the 15th. Um, could have been the 16th. I think it was the 15th. So I go there that day. We had inclement weather that day. It didn't even snow. It was nothing but slush on the ground. 3 courthouses in the area were open: the criminal court on Lafayette Street, the Superior Court on Washington, and the Family Court on Washington. So three courthouses in the area were open. For whatever reason, the housing court was closed that day. But I looked through the window and you could see people inside moving around. So if you were closed, why was the court open? So I ended up calling that very same day. I have the call log on my phone. Um, I spoke to this Russian lady in the clerk's office. I explained to her my situation. I've been in this building 6 years. 5 out of that 6 years, I had a health hazard. I still have black mold growing on the ceiling in my bathroom. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's a health hazard. My unit, this whole building should be condemned and torn down because of what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? This building has so many different owners and they don't care about the building. They just let it deteriorate and deteriorate. So I explained to her my situation. She said I could either fax or email documentation. I don't have a fax machine. I have nothing to email anything. So I had the paperwork in hand. So I was like, I was just going to deliver it myself. Now, people get wind of that, and the same people that's trying to destroy me. So they did whatever in their power they could to stop me from delivering that paperwork. Now, I was there. I went the following day to bring the paperwork. I wasn't there for no reason. I was there for a reason. I spoke to someone in the court prior to me even getting there. So I get there, and mind you, again, they took down the cameras at the entrance of the building to protect themselves. So I won't have any evidence of what they tried to do to me. So I'm putting my stuff in the yellow buckets. Dennis the Menace takes it upon himself to grab the bucket from me. So I'm looking at him like, what's your problem? So I said, sir, I don't need your assistance to put my items in the bucket. Well, I'm going to help you. Make a long story short, him, myself, and his little butt buddy exchanged words. They tell me to leave. So I said, fine. I'm grabbing my stuff, putting my stuff back in my pocket. So I said, I'm about to call the clerk. As soon as I said I'm about to call the clerk, Dennis the Menace comes and grabs my arm. His little dick in the booty hole ass boyfriend comes over and they try to wrestle me down to the ground. Look, I'm from the hood. You understand me? You're not about to get me on the ground that easily. You're not about to wrestle. No, it's not happening. They had a little tough time trying to get me down to the ground. The whole time I'm tussling with them, Dennis the Menace got a firm lock on my left arm. Now my arm already dislocated from the job I used to work at last year. So he made the situation worse. They, for whatever reason, were able to get me on the ground. They got me on my stomach. His boyfriend is punching me in the face. Boom, boom, boom. 3 times. I got caught in the eye and my lip. Then he tries to choke me. That's the whole reason why I bit his finger. And I should have tore the whole finger off. They finally get me in the back. I'm asking them to call an ambulance. They're denying me medical attention. They could never say they called an ambulance for me because the ambulance didn't come. I get arrested. I go to the Meadows. Basically waited all day. Got out like 11 something at night. I didn't even go home. I went straight to the hospital. You understand what I'm saying? I went to St. Francis. They documented my face. They documented my injuries.